So again, welcome this evening to Kids Talk Tuesdays, presented by the King's Press LLC. I am your host, Mynisha King, and I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm so excited about our show tonight. Please, if you can, share this video. You can share it. There's a little button at the bottom. Just click share. You can even host a watch party if you like. You are in for a treat. Our guest today, maybe that's what's going. No, the mute is not on. So, because I'm still like, I don't hear anything. I hope you guys do because I sure don't. I'm going to continue though, and I'm sure somebody will tell me, Mynisha, we don't hear you if you're just seeing my mouth move. So again, the King's Press LLC chose to present to you Kids Talk Tuesdays as a opportunity for young kid authors to shine. It is our mission to create this platform for young authors and young talented children to use their voices, excuse me, I'm a little sweaty, I see it, use their voices in a positive manner, to share their gifts with the world and to inspire other young people just like them, or even inspire adults. So far we have had 3 amazing authors come on our show, and you can rewatch those videos. Tonight we have with us Colbie McAllister. We are going to bring him in. Colbie has been waiting patiently. Good evening, Colbie. Can you hear me? Good evening. Let's see. It says Colbie's connecting to audio. Colbie, can you hear me? And your video, if you can turn on your video as well. Let's see. I don't think I have you muted. Can you start your video? And then also, I cannot hear you, but that may be an issue with me. Can you hear me? Colbie,
yes. Oh, yes. Hello?
Hi! We did it!
Yeah.
So I'm so excited that you're here with us this evening. Are you excited?
Yes.
Great. Did you get on today all by yourself?
Yeah.
You are phenomenal. I'm so happy. Look at that great smile. I know that technology can be challenging, and we've been trying this, and it's been giving us a hard time, right? But we worked it out tonight. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Colbie's family for allowing him to participate, and all your support and your love that you give this young man. I'm so excited to get started. So, Colbie, why don't you take a moment and introduce yourself to our audience?
Say it again? Because it's like, wait, what did you, yeah. What did you say? Because my volume was down.
Oh, it's okay. I was saying take a moment and introduce yourself to our audience.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Colbie McAllister. I'm 11 years old. I live in Clinton, Maryland. Let's see. My book, if you didn't know, I made a book. It's called The Adventures of Colbie McAllister, the origin story.
All right. Do you have your book with you, Colbie? You could show everybody. Cool. The Adventures of Colbie McAllister, the origin story. All right. What is your book about?
Well, my book is about bullying and superheroes. It basically changes because if you're a kid, you'll probably, like, let's say you were younger, you'll probably be thinking about more about the superheroes. But like at my age, you'll be thinking about the bullying. And I made this book because I wanted to like make a difference in bullying, like that's happening out today. But my book is mainly about bullying and superheroes, but it's more about bullying because, like I said, I made the book because I tried to make a difference about bullying in real life. And
Okay.
also because I was bullied in real life between my school year. Well, my
Okay.
entire school. Well,
Okay. So you actually firsthand experienced bullying in your school.
yes.
And so how did you deal with that?
Well, I know I didn't like fight like start a fight or anything or start bullying other people because I was bullying myself.
Mhm.
But I know I probably was like ignoring them or just knowing that everything they say is not true.
Okay. All right. So in your book, so is it that the superheroes are stopping the bullying? Tell us a little bit about how you're give us a brief synopsis of what goes on in your book. Summarize it.
There's two boys named Colby and Zach who made a relationship, and one day they were walking home, taking a shortcut home, and they saw something glowing in the woods. And once they touched it, they got these unknown powers, and they know they had to use them for good and not just show off or show people at school. So they knew they had to stop the bullying at their school. Well, and because the main bullies there are Tyler, Alex, and Chloe. They knew they had to stop their bullying and save the day from them. Save the day from them bullying anybody.
Okay. And how did they go about saving the day?
Well, they see them. Well, the first encounter of Kobe and Zach seeing them was they were in the like an alleyway bullying another kid, and they knew what they had to do and stop them from what they were doing.
Okay. So those were the adventures, them going around and stopping the bullying from happening.
Yes.
What would you say was probably the most fascinating adventure that happened in your book?
The fascin the most best part about like the bullying
Yes,
or
so one of the adventures, so I know you mentioned that there was some bullying going on in an alleyway. If there are some other settings or some scenarios, what would be the most fascinating that you would say occurred in your book when it came to the bullying or
well,
stopping the bullying?
I guess you could say it was the part well, the only really part when they were in Alex, and Chloe were bullying was when they were in the alleyway. But basically, you can say because this one part in the book, it was like a chase. Tyler, Alex, and Chloe were chasing no, not Alex, Zach and Kobe around the school because Kobe and Zach saw Chloe bullying another kid next to the lockers, and then they put their suits on and started, stopping what she was doing, and then it turned into a whole big chase around the school.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that, Colby. So we talked a little bit about your book and we got an idea of what it's about. And we're glad to hear that there are children that are out here that every day are pushing that message of bullying needs to stop and bullying is not a good thing and standing up for each other. So I'm proud of you for that. And I'm sure your message is going to go a long way as other children read your book. So that's exciting. Now I want to talk a little bit about your process of writing. So when did you write your book?
It was September 20, uh, 2019. Well, September 2019.
Okay. All right. So almost coming up on a year with being a published author. Is that right?
Yes.
Pretty soon. So that's amazing. Would you say when you started writing, how did you get started? Did you just sit down with some ideas and start writing on a paper? Like, what was your process like?
Well, back in second grade, if you know Jeff Kinney, the author of Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Mm-hmm.
he came to our school for a book signing, and my mom let me and my sister buy a book from him because it was his new book. And he signed my book, and that made me just want to write books myself. So in second grade, I would write like books about just any types of superheroes. And then when I got older, I realized that I can like sell these books at church. I started selling them at church, and then my mom got in contact with a book, what are they called? Book, book publishers. And then once she got in contact with them, we started working on it, and then it turned into a whole book.
That's fabulous. So you were inspired by another author that visited your school and signed the book that you purchased.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing is that? So that was in 2nd grade, and you started writing your book in what grade?
You could say I started writing my book in like 4th and 5th.
4th or 5th grade. Okay, you're going to what grade this school year?
6th grade.
6th grade. Okay, so you'll be starting middle school. That's fabulous. So I love the fact that you had an inspiration and you did something about it. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good about myself knowing that I not like copied, but got my inspiration from another author, and it makes me feel good about myself also because it makes you think about how other kids might get inspired by me from my book.
Awesome. And yes, you should feel good about yourself. That is a huge accomplishment. And you writing and just using language to share a message with the world. There's so much that you can do with that. So let's see, do you have any more books that you are going to write or any upcoming projects? What's next for you?
What's next is the sequel, or you could say the second book. This second book is going to be all about the crystal. I already have been writing about it. I started writing about it today.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's going to be all about the crystal. The title's going to be The Adventures of Colbie McAllister, the crystal. But the next project is the second book.
Okay, I love that. I love that you're going to keep going. So is the crystal, and you said this is a sequel, this is going off of your first book. So is the crystal introduced in your first book at all?
Yes, it is.
What do we know about the crystal?
What you know about like the crystal is that it gave Colbie and Zach undiscovered powers. Once they like touched it, they felt some different, their DNA changing. So like all you know about the crystal right now is that it gave Colbie and Zach some powers.
Okay, I'm not going to have you go into more about what we're going to learn because we'll have to purchase your book and read it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So speaking of purchasing your book, Colbie, if people are watching and they're interested in buying your book, where can they get a copy of your book?
You can get my copy. You can get a copy of my book on Amazon. You can go in the search engine and search up The Adventures of Colbie McAllister. You don't have to put the whole thing. You just put The Adventures of Colbie McAllister, and then it will pop up as your first option. Then you can, get it.
Okay, and your name is spelled Colbin, last name MC, capital ALLISTER. If you are looking for Colbie McAllister's book, please do go onto Amazon and purchase his book and be on the lookout for the next book that is the sequel of the origin story. Let's go back to, we talked about your book. We talked about what's next for you. Let's get to know you a little bit more just as a young kid. So we're going to talk about, this is the part in the show where we get to know about some things that excite you. And you seem like a really excited young man. Every time I get to talk to you, you have this bright smile on your face and you're fully energized. So Colbie, when we're talking about what excites you, quickly, what types of books or what's your favorite book?
Well, I have like basically two favorite books. One of my favorite books is my own book and Diary of a Whippy Kid Wrecking Ball. The last book, or you could say the newest book.
Okay, cool. What about toys?
Well, I don't really play with toys, but if I did, it would probably be like an action figure of a superhero.
Okay, cool. How about singer artist? Do you have a favorite?
Well, I don't have a favorite singer or artist. I would just play random songs that I find. If I did have a favorite singer or artist, it would probably be a rapper or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't have a favorite person. I just play random songs.
Okay. Sounds good. What about to spend time with? Who do you like to spend time with the most?
I like to spend time with my family, but most like if it was like coming to like if I was playing with my family, it would probably be my cousins.
Okay, awesome. Cousins are great. How about favorite dance?
Favorite dance? I don't know if you know. My other people might know. It's called the shoe.
The shoe.
It's like
I know that dance.
yeah, that.
I wouldn't know. I can do it. I know that dance. My kids taught me. That's hilarious. Yeah, so that's a pretty fun dance. It's kind of similar to something we used to do in my time, which is not that long ago. But anyway, cool. So that's your favorite dance. How about the last one? What's your favorite fruit? I mean, not fruit, sorry, food or treat?
My favorite, my favorite food is. You can see this on the back of my book. My favorite food is cheeseburgers. I don't know why, but it just is.
Okay, because they're good, huh?
Yeah.
That would be why my kids love burgers too, so I get it. So thank you for letting us know some of your favorite things. And I know I did say a favorite fruit. Do you like fruit?
Yeah, my favorite fruit is probably going to be a strawberry.
Strawberry. All right, cool. So we know some of your favorite things that excite you. I did want to ask you, we're thinking about you being an author. What was the highlight of writing your book or being an author and seeing your book?
Well, it was cool knowing like other people could see my book, know that a young kid, excuse me, a young kid wrote it, and just knowing that a young 10-year-old boy wrote a book, published a book.
That feels really good. That is exciting. Um, excuse me, do you know any other children your age? Do you have any friends or anybody that you know that wrote their own book and published it?
No, not really.
Okay, so cool. That makes you definitely separates you from a lot of your peers, which is a really good thing. It's good to have your own set of skills and know where you want to go. And you seem like you're on that path, that you got some, like I said, excitement. You got a fresh start with taking some initiative, being a self-starter and putting your ideas down and being creative. So that is, all of those things are commendable, Colbie. I'm so proud of you. I do want to ask you, in addition to what was your favorite, did you have anything that you kind of didn't like so much?
That I like about like my book?
About the process, like writing your book or being a kid author. Is there anything that you is kind of like, that part I don't like?
Well, you could say it was hard but fun at the same time, because it was back when I was like doing my book. I had to put backstories for Colbie, Zach, Tyler, Colbie's mom, all those people.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also fun because I got to choose every character's backstory. But the hardest backstory to do was Colbie's mom.
All right. Why was that so hard, do you think?
Because it was hard to do Colbie's mom backstory because it took at least 2 days, and I had to keep changing the story around to make it seem right.
Okay. All right. So just perfecting your story and your characters. Character building can be really fun, and it can be really challenging as well. Trying to think about, especially if you're a child and you're trying to come up with well, how is this mom? She's much older. You might not think like a parent. So now you got to think about, what type of personality and how should she speak and all of those things. So you took on a big challenge. And I'm glad that you developed your characters, because that is a huge part of writing. Sometimes people may just have an idea about, oh, well, I'm just going to create this young kid that's smart and funny, and they're wearing yellow and blue. And that's just the base, that's a flat character, as opposed to creating that backstory and giving them a full life. Where did they live? Where are they from? What things do they like? What do they dislike? How do they relate to other characters in a book? So it sounds like you had your work cut out for you, young man, and you did a great job. Now, I want to ask, before we close out, thinking about other people that may be watching, there may be some other children that gets a chance to see this video. There may be some watching now, or even adults. If you had any lasting words, any comments, any things that you would leave with your audience, what would you want to say?
Like I told myself always when I was making my book, to always follow your dreams and never give up on what you're doing.
Always follow your dreams and never give up with what you're doing. And that's not always easy, right?
Yeah, it's not always easy.
Yeah, but it's a great message, and it's something that we all can learn from. And the reason why I say even adults can learn from it is because as we get older, sometimes life gets in the way and we're so busy. And so we might forget about those dreams or put them on a shelf for a while. But you guys being young, you can definitely dream up and do all the things that you want to do. And people are supporting you. I'm sure you have so much support, right?
Yeah.
So that's a great message to share with everyone. So every opportunity that you get, I hope that you share that message. And how were there times that you felt like not finishing your story at all?
It was some times where it would get tiring, just because when I write, I grab the pencil really hard and my hand just starts to get tired when I just keep writing and writing and writing. And also sometimes when I just wanted to stop and just play the game with my friends. But I had to do it because if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have my book published.
Awesome. That's grit. That's discipline. So great. All of those things served you well. And now you are the published author, 10 years old, of The Adventures of Colbie, the origin story. And you got another one that you're writing. Fantastic. Great job. So here in this point, we are going to close out for the evening. If there's any comments or if you've enjoyed this show this evening with Colbie, please leave in the comments any questions you may have for him. We can certainly make sure that those get answered. If there's any comments that he needs to see, or his parents, his mom actually is on Facebook. You can tag her, or you can definitely leave any comments and she will see those, Miss Nakia McAllister. So feel free to reach out, let Colbie know what you enjoyed about his interview, show him some love, and more than anything, please purchase his book at Amazon.com. And if you have any further questions, you can feel free to leave them in the comment section. We will make sure we get to each one. Thank you so much, Colbie, for spending your time with us this evening.
You're welcome.
We truly appreciate you, and we wish the best for you. We know that your second book is going to be just as awesome. You keep being the light and the love in this world, okay?
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening to Kids Talk Tuesdays. Wasn't he just a charming young man? I absolutely love these children, and I'm just so glad to be able to get the opportunity to spend moments with them and just to hear their inspiration, just to allow them to be an inspiration, and just to, like I said before, pick the minds of their, how brilliant they are, and just allow them to give some of this greatness and this excellence to just this time that we're living in, because it's so good to see and refreshing to see positivity. It is so refreshing to see smiles on children's faces and to know that they are putting out good and good is returning to them. So I truly do thank you for your time this evening. Again, please share this video. Please join us again this Saturday. Actually, will be read along with children's book author Manisha King. I do a weekly read along for young children, grades K through 5. Share stories with them. It is a story time where we're also working on reading and development. So that is 10:30 every Saturday morning. So feel free to tune in, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones. Also, next Tuesday, we will have another show, Kids Talk Tuesday, for you. Our next author you don't want to miss, a fabulous young lady that has been doing interviews and on different platforms sharing her story. You will see more information about that. Those announcements will go out. So hopefully you will tune in 6 p.m. every Tuesday right here on the King's Press LLC Facebook page. We will be waiting on you. We thank you again. Have a fabulous evening. And be someone else's encouragement, or make sure that you encourage someone else and be a light and a love that this world needs. Have a good night.